We got this. I recall in 1996, the second year of the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise, we shocked everybody, made it to the playoffs. Well, then we went to Buffalo, and we beat the Buffalo Bills in a wild card round. Well, people are like, unbelievable. Oh, just can't believe this. Well, then we have to go out to play the 13-3 Denver Broncos, the number 1 seed in the AFC. Well, our colorful defensive tackle, John Jurkovic, during a pep rally prior to the game, he tells the people that the experts are giving us about as much a chance to win as a one-legged man in the butt-kicking contest. We were 14-point underdogs, and after the first quarter, we looked a pretty good, pretty accurate prediction. Denver had scored 2 touchdowns. And in our first 3 series, we didn't even get a first down. But then momentum changed at the end of the first quarter. We scored 23 unanswered points. We battled it out in the fourth quarter. We held on to win 30-27. 2006, the New York Giants go down to Nashville to play the Tennessee Titans. I've not won a game in this stadium and played there many times. When I was in Jackson, we played there twice a year. And it was built in 1999. Well, in the fourth quarter, we're up 21-0. So literally, I'm on the sideline and said, I might get my first win here. Then the collapse began. Eli Manning throws a pick to Pac-Man Jones, giving them the ball in our territory. They score their first touchdown with a little less than 10 minutes remaining. We get the ball, 3 and out. We pump back to them. They score their second touchdown with 5 minutes remaining. We get the ball, punt it back to them, 3 minutes remaining. Vince Young goes on a 76-yard drive, scoring a touchdown, making it 21-21 with 44 seconds remaining. They kick off to us. 2 plays into our drive, Pac-Man Jones does it again, giving them the ball. They kick a field goal, 24-21. Titans win. Well, who can forget Super Bowl 51, when the Patriots came back from being down 28-3 in the third quarter, only to win 34-28 in overtime. I recall being at a friend's house and telling them, hey, 14-0's kicked to death when Atlanta scored their first 2 touchdowns. When it was 28-3, I said, I don't know, that's a lot of points to make up. Well, the Patriots proved me wrong. There is truth to the saying coined by Yankee great Yogi Berra. It ain't over till it's over. You must finish everything. The athlete has to keep competing until the clock reads 0, until the final pitch is thrown, or till the finish line is crossed. The salesman has to close the deal by getting the contract signed. The builder must complete the project. Failure to do so, or to finish, often leaves one unfulfilled. Complacency is a big hindrance to finishing. A team can become complacent if they get that big lead, only to have their opponent come back and pass them up to win at the end. The businesswoman stops making the calls, thinking the deal is done, only to have the competitor come in the back door and sweep the deal up. The contractor feels he did a good enough job, leaving some punch list item undone, only to have his company marred by bad online reviews. So on the contrary, determination is a driving force to motivate one to finish. Now I recall a story about a standout high school cross-country runner from University High in San Francisco, California. Her school was a perennial powerhouse, and her name was Holland Reynolds. And she was the best runner on the team as a junior, and she was the team captain. In 2010, all of the runners for University High qualified for the state meet. So it was made clear that all they have to do is finish the race. Doesn't matter what time they finish, as long as they finish the race, and their team will become state champion. And the girls are very motivated to win the state championship for their coach, Jim Tracy, who is suffering from Lou Gehrig's disease. Well, the 3.1 mile race began, and the runners are jockeying for position. At the 2.5 mile mark, Holland is in third place. And she goes to make her move, but all of a sudden, she gets totally fatigued. Her legs get really heavy, and she starts to get confused. And she's bent over at the waist as she's weaving toward the finish line. And as she gets close to the finish line, she collapsed at just 3 yards away from the finish line. And the race official comes over to her and says, "Are you okay? Can you keep going? Because if I touch you, you'll be disqualified." And she said, "No, I'm fine. Let me go." And she proceeded to crawl over that finish line, giving University High their 8th state championship, making them the top female cross-country team in the history of California. It took Holland 20 seconds to crawl those final 2 yards. What happened was it was unseasonably cool that day, and she failed to drink enough fluids, and she suffered from dehydration. In the documentary film on Reynolds, Heroic Effort, Holland said, "It never occurred to me that I wouldn't finish. You have to finish because that's the point." Holland Reynolds was determined to finish the race because finishing is what it's all about. You have to finish everything. Don't let a 14-0 start keep you from finishing. After a season in Jacksonville, established spot